Hey, hey, hey! Welcome in, beautiful. I am so glad you are here. I want you to take a breath right now, a real one, in through your nose and out through your mouth, because what we're about to do together in the next 40 minutes has the potential to change everything. Okay? I'm Coach Rayla Day, your big booty bestie, your big booty best friend with the biggest, the baddest, the fattest asses around. I get all my girls right, okay, from the inside out. And I'm the founder of the Vitality Academy. And I want to start today by asking you one question. Have you ever done all the things like the vision boards on the wall, the journals on the nightstand? You've got your affirmations saved in your phone. You meditate, or at least you try to. You've read all the books. You've watched the videos. You said, "I am abundant." So many times it doesn't even sound like a real sentence no more. And yet, here you are. Something still feels stuck. Your relationship feels the exact same. Your bank account still feels the same. And your body still feels what? The same. And somewhere in the quiet moments, maybe late at night when the house is finally still, you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why isn't this working? And I want you to hear me when I say this, and I want you to hear me well, hear me clearly. Nothing is wrong with you. Okay? You are not broken. You are not cursed. You are not being punished by the universe. That was a bar. You are simply working with an incomplete picture. And today, in the next 40 minutes, I'm going to give you the full picture. This is not a manifestation class. This is a creation class. Okay. And there's a difference that will change everything. Okay. Let's go. So, here is what we're going to be covering today. 5 parts, each one building on the last. By the time we're done, you will understand yourself and your life in a way that you never have before. Okay. So, the problem with manifestation, okay, because we have to address that, because manifest, everybody want to manifest. You've done the vision boards, the affirmations, the journaling, and something still feels stuck. Okay, the law of attraction says think the right thoughts attract the right life, right? But if you are the universe, you are one is all. What exactly are you attracting? You are not a magnet pulling things towards you. You are the source from which everything flows. Okay. You need to make the mental shift from I'm attracting to I am creating. Right. Okay. And that is going to make all of the difference. So, part one, identity. I want to start with the word that most people think that they understand, but almost nobody actually does. Identity. When I say the word identity, what comes to mind? Your name, your job title, your role, mom, wife, daughter, boss, maybe your personality. I'm an introvert. I'm type A personality, whatever people be saying these days. Here's the truth. Your identity is not a label. It is not something that you wear on the outside. Your identity is your internal operating system. Think of it like the software that's running on your phone. You don't see it, you don't think about it, but it is determining every single thing that your phone does, every app that opens, every function that works, every result that you get. Your identity works the same way. It is the collection of every belief that you hold about yourself, every story you've accepted as truth, every pattern you default to when life gets hard, every standard that you've decided is normal for you is your identity. And here's the sentence that I need you to write down right now, because it's probably the most important thing that I'll say today. Your life does not reflect your goals. It reflects your identity. Not what you want, not what you pray for, not what you visualize in your mind's great eye, what you believe at the deepest, most unconscious level about who you are and what you deserve. Okay? So, let me introduce to you someone. Okay? Her name is Amara. Okay? Let's take a look at Amara. Amara is 36. She's smart, driven, and she's been doing the work. Okay. She's read every single self help book on the market. She's done the vision board. She journals every single morning, and she has done this for 2 years straight. And nothing's changed. Her relationships still feel the same. Her finances still feel the same. Her body still feels the same. She is frustrated and she is confused. She is starting to wonder at this point if she is just broken. Okay? But here is what Amara does not yet understand. She's not broken. She is not failing at manifestation. She's manifesting perfectly. Okay? She is manifesting perfectly from the identity that she is currently living in. Her vision board shows a woman who's confident, abundant, free, but her identity, the operating system running beneath the surface, says, I am someone who tries and fails. I am someone who's just not quite good enough. I'm someone who wants more but never quite gets there. And her identity is always going to win. Until Amara changes the identity, the vision board is just decoration. Okay? So now I want you to pause for a second and ask yourself, where am I, Amara? Because most of us are Amara in at least one area in our lives. We want something, we work for it, we visualize it, and it still just feels out of reach. That's not a manifestation problem. That is an identity problem. And identity problems have identity solutions. Okay. So, how is your identity built? How did we get here? How did we end up with an identity that is working against us? Here's the thing, you were not born with your current identity. It was constructed piece by piece through experiences that you didn't choose, words that you didn't ask to hear, and decisions that you made about what those experiences meant to you. A parent who said you're too sensitive and you decided that meant your emotions were a problem. A teacher who embarrassed you in front of the class and you decided that meant you were stupid. A relationship that ended and you decided that meant you were unlovable. You didn't choose those beliefs, you absorbed them in moments where you were young or scared or hurt or small. And the most powerful question you can ask yourself starting today is this: did I choose this belief or did I absorb it? Because if you absorbed it, you can release it and you can choose something different. And that is what we're going to do here today. Okay. So let's move on. Part 2, the nervous system. This is where things get really interesting and really personal. Your nervous system. Now, I know what you might be thinking, like, Rayla, girl, I came here to ask and talk about creating my dream life, not biology. But just rock with me for a second, because this is the piece that most coaches, most courses, most self-help books completely leave out. And it's the reason why so many women do all the right things and still don't see results. Okay. So your nervous system is brilliant. Okay. It has one job, and that's to keep you alive. And it is extraordinarily good at it. Every single moment of every single day, your nervous system is scanning your environment, assessing threats, calculating risk, and making split-second decisions about how to keep you safe. It does not care about your goals. It does not care about your vision board. It does not care about your affirmations. It cares about one thing, and that is your survival. And here is where things get real complicated. Okay. Somewhere along the way in your childhood, in painful relationships, in moments of humiliation or rejection or loss, your nervous system picked up some beliefs. Okay. Beliefs that were designed to protect you in those moments, beliefs that made complete sense then. Okay. But those beliefs are still running the show now in a completely different life, in a completely different body, in a completely different world. And they are quietly, consistently, and invisibly sabotaging everything that you are trying to create in this present moment. Okay. So I'm going to call these the 6 safety beliefs. And I want you to listen to each one and notice in your body, not just in your mind, which one feels familiar. Number 1, it's not safe to exist. Now, this sounds extreme, but it shows up as chronic anxiety, hypervigilance, the feeling that something bad is always about to happen, the inability to relax even when everything is fine. Okay, let me tell you about Kezia. Okay, so meet Kezia. Finally, she gets the promotion that she's been working towards for 3 years. And instead of celebrating, she immediately starts worrying about losing it. She can't enjoy the win. Her nervous system is already scanning for the next threat, like before she even does settle into the new position. And she believes that it is not safe to exist in real life. Okay. So, number 2, let's get into it. Number 2, it is not safe to be me. This shows up as people pleasing, perfectionism, the constant performance of a version of yourself that you think others will approve of. Women who carry this belief are exhausted, okay? Because they're always managing how they are perceived instead of simply just being exactly who they are. Number 3, it is not safe to desire. This one says, if I want more, I'm ungrateful for what I already have. Or wanting things leads to disappointment. So it's safer to just not want. It shows up as suppressed dreams and minimized goals. Number four, it's not safe to ask. This shows up as the inability to ask for help, ask for what you need in relationships, ask for a raise, ask for support. Women who carry this belief feel chronically unseen and unmet because they are waiting to be given what they need instead of asking for it. Number five, it's not safe to receive what I desire. This is one of the most common. Women who carry this belief will unconsciously push away the very thing that they say that they want because receiving feels more threatening than lacking. Number six, it is not safe to express my emotions. Okay. This is actually the root of more addictions, compulsive behaviors, and chronic illnesses than than almost any of the other beliefs. Because when emotions cannot be expressed, they don't just disappear. They go underground. They live in the body. They drive our behavior from the shadows. Okay. And I want you to sit with those for a moment. Which one landed? Which one felt like a mirror being held right up to you? Okay. So now let's talk about what those safety beliefs create, because this is the part that I think is going to change the way you see yourself forever. Okay. Every bad habit that you have is a survival tactic. Every single one. Procrastination, self-sabotage, people pleasing, emotional eating, avoidance, perfectionism, overworking, numbing. Those are not character flaws. They are not evidence that you are broken or weak or undisciplined. They are your brain's best attempt to keep you safe based on information it received a long time ago. That shit is outdated. Excuse my French. Procrastination is not laziness. It is your nervous system avoiding a perceived threat. The question is not why am I so lazy? The question is why or what is my nervous system afraid of if I take this action? What is my nervous system afraid will happen if I do this? People pleasing is not kindness, babe. It's a survival strategy rooted in the belief that your safety, your belonging, your love, your acceptance is conditional on other people's approval. And self-sabotage, babe, self-sabotage is not self-destruction. It is self-protection. When you are close to something that you want and you suddenly do something to undermine it, your nervous system is not working against you. It is working for you based on the belief that having what you want is more dangerous than not having it at all. You are not broken. You are not weak, girl. You are just surviving. The question is now, surviving from what? Okay. So this brings us to part three, emotional suppression. And this one is the one that most people have never heard before. And it's the one that when it lands, it's going to change everything. Okay. So here is something that most people do not know about emotional suppression. When you suppress an emotion, when you push it down, hold it in, refuse to feel it, your body does something remarkable to make that possible. It restricts your breath. Think about the last time you were trying not to cry. What did you do? You held your breath. You tightened your chest. You constricted your throat. That is not accidental. That is your body's mechanism for suppressing emotional experience. But here's what that restricted breathing does to your brain. It slows down or completely shuts off your higher brain functions, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thought, decision making, and self awareness. It goes quiet. Okay. And in its place, you enter into a slow, calm, deep, suggestible state called theta. I know y'all have heard about this before. Theta is the state your brain is in when you are half asleep, when you are in deep meditation, when you are a young child absorbing the world around you. Okay. It is a state of profound openness. And here's the devastating part. In that open, vulnerable, suppressed state is where your deepest programming was installed. Every time you held in a feeling as a child, every time you swallowed your tears, every time you went quiet just to keep the peace, every time you pretended to be fine when you obviously were not, in those moments, your brain was wide open. And, excuse me. And whatever messages were present in that moment, In that environment, went straight in, unfiltered, unquestioned, and accepted as absolute truth. You are too sensitive. Stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. Nobody wants to hear that, child. You should be grateful. Those words did not just hurt, they became your beliefs, they became your identity, and they became the operating system that you are still running today. Okay. So we're going to talk about Camille. Camille has never been an emotional person. She actually prides herself on it. She does not cry at movies. She doesn't talk about her feelings. She handles things. She moves on and she is strong. But Camille drinks a glass of wine every night to unwind. She eats when she is stressed. She scrolls for hours when she can't sleep. And she's been in 3 relationships where she felt completely unseen. And she can't figure out why. Here is what Camille does not yet understand. The wine is not about the wine. The eating is not about the food. The scrolling is not about the phone. They are all the same thing, a way to feel something or to feel nothing, rather, without having to actually feel what's there. Camille is not strong. Camille is suppressed. And the emotions she has been holding in for decades are driving every pattern in her life. The relationships, the habits, the chronic low-grade dissatisfaction that she cannot name. The day Camille learns to feel, and I mean really feel, is the day everything begins to change. Now, where are you, Camille? Where are you using, or excuse me, what are you using to avoid feeling what is actually there? Okay, so now I need to say something that might be the hardest thing in this entire masterclass. The life you are currently living is one you created, not consciously, not intentionally, not maliciously, but you created it from your identity, your beliefs, your nervous system programs, your suppressed emotions, and the focus of your energy. And I know that can feel like a gut punch, believe me, because accepting it means releasing the story that life happened to you. It means releasing the blame. It means taking full ownership, and that's terrifying. Okay. But it's also the most liberating thing you will ever do. Because the moment that you can accept that you created this, you also accept that you have the power to create something entirely different. I want you to say this out loud with me right now, and I want you to mean it. Even though I have caused my own pain, even though I have been blaming others for the story I wrote, I forgive myself anyway. I forgive myself anyway. Not because what happened was okay, not because the people who hurt you were right, but because carrying the blame, whether towards yourself or others, is keeping you locked in the past. And the life that you want, it exists in the present. Okay? So this brings us to part 4, the recode. Okay? We've done the hard work. We've looked at the identity. We've looked at the nervous system. We've looked at the emotions we've been holding in. Now we build something new, the recode. Okay? So by now you understand something profound. Your reality is not a reflection of your desires. It is a reflection of your identity. The woman who has the relationship you want does not have it because she attracted it. She has it because she's someone who believes she deserves it. She feels safe receiving it, and she shows up as someone who can hold it. The woman who has the financial abundance you want does not have it because she manifested it. She has it because her identity, her beliefs, her standards, her nervous system state is aligned with abundance flowing from her. You do not attract the life you want. You become the woman who has it. And becoming her is not about pretending. It's not about affirmations that you don't believe. It's not about performing a version of yourself that feels foreign. It's about doing the deep work, the identity work, the nervous system work, the emotional work until the woman you want, until the woman that you desire to be is simply just who you are. Okay. So here's how we do it. 4 steps. Okay. Step number 1, identify the old program. You cannot rewrite a story that you have not read. Before you can build a new identity, you must clearly see the old one, where it came from, what it cost you, and what it's been protecting you from. Okay. Step 2, design the new identity. It's not a wish list. This is a declaration. You write your new identity as if it is already true, because at the level of energy and possibility, it already is. Okay. I am someone who is the source of abundance. I'm someone who receives it fully, freely. I'm someone who feels safe in her body and in her life. Okay. Step 3, act before you believe, babe. This is the step that most people skip. They wait to feel like the new version of themselves before they act like her. But identity does not work that way. It doesn't work like that. Okay. You act first, the belief follows. Every time you act in alignment with your new identity, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when the old program is screaming, you cast a vote for who you're becoming. You don't need a perfect week. You need more votes for the new identity than the old one. Step 4, regulate your nervous system. This is the step that most identity work leaves out, and it is the reason most identity work doesn't stick. You can declare a new identity all day long, but if your nervous system does not feel safe living in that identity, it will pull you back. Okay? Nervous system regulation is not optional, it is the foundation. Okay? So, alongside the recode, there are 5 mindset shifts that will accelerate everything from you. Everything. Okay. I need you to go from I need to attract abundance to I am the source of abundance. From I'm blocked to I am manifesting perfectly from my current identity. I don't deserve it to deserving is not a requirement for receiving. From I need to earn it to I receive first, then I give. From life is happening to me to life is flowing from me. These are not just pretty words. These are identity level shifts. And every time you choose the new thought, you cast another vote. Okay. So here is what this looks like in practice every single day. In the morning, you read your identity declaration, 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing. Goodness gracious, say that 5 times fast to regulate your nervous system. Okay. Before any action, ask yourself, what would the woman that I'm becoming, what would she do? When lack arises, say, there is more where that came from. Not as a magic spell, as a truth, because you are the source and the source does not run out. When emotion arises, feel it fully, breathe into it, let it move through you instead of getting trapped inside of you. In the evening, log 1 creation, 1 vote for the new identity. Build the evidence. Before sleep, propose a forgiveness statement. Release the day with grace. This is not a complicated practice, but it is a consistent one. And consistency is how identity is built. Okay? So, we have covered a lot of ground today. And I want to acknowledge you for being here, for showing up, for staying with me, for being willing to look at the things that most people spend their whole lives avoiding. That takes courage. And courage is the first vote, actually, for your new identity. Now, I want to talk to you about what comes next, because here's the truth. What we covered today is only the foundation. It's the map. And the map is powerful, but the map is not the journey. The journey requires support. It requires community. It requires someone who has walked this path and can walk it with you. Okay. And that's why I built the Vitality Academy. Okay. So the Vitality Academy is your online home for identity transformation, nervous system healing, and conscious creation. Inside, you're going to get the online classroom, a full curriculum that takes you from identity all the way through the recode. Self-paced, deep, and designed to actually create change, not just inspiration. The community, which is a sisterhood of women who are doing the real work, not the highlight reel, the actual messy, beautiful, transformative work. Women who will see you, hold you, and celebrate you. And one-on-one coaching for the women who are ready to go all the way in, private coaching with me, Coach Ray Leday, for accelerated personalized transformation. So here's what I want you to do right now. Step 1, join the Vitality Academy. Your classroom, your community, and your coaching home are waiting on you. Step 2, download your workbook, the one that this masterclass is based on, and begin your identity inventory today. Okay. Step 3, if you are ready for one-on-one coaching, if you are really, really ready to lock in. Book a discovery call with me. Okay. We will talk about where you are, where you want to be, and whether coaching is the right next step. Step 4, follow me. Duh. I'm Coach Rayla Day, your big booty bestie, and I'm showing up for you every single day. The investment in the Vitality Academy is the investment in becoming the woman who has the life that you've been dreaming of. And I promise you, she is worth it. You are worth it. Okay. So I want to close today in the exact same way that the workbook closes, because these words are not just words, they are a declaration. This is you deciding who you are going to be. And I want you to say this with me out loud wherever you are. Even though I have caused my own pain, even though I have been blaming others for the story I wrote, I forgive myself anyway. I forgive myself anyway. And now I create something new. Okay. You showed up for this masterclass for a reason. Something in you knew it was time not to try harder, not to manifest more aggressively, not to perform better for the universe, time to understand yourself, time to see the programs that have been running beneath the surface, time to feel the emotions that you've been holding in, time to recognize that the life that you have been waiting for is not coming from somewhere else. It's coming from you. It's always been coming from you. You are not starting over. You're not attracting. You are not waiting. You are creating on purpose with intention from the deepest, most honest, most healed version of yourself. That woman is already inside of you, and she's always been there. It's time to let her create. I love you so much. I will see you inside the Vitality Academy, okay? With all my love. I'm Coach Rayla Day, your big booty bestie, and I will see you on the other side.